Okay, so in this video we will see how we can use the MD Python library along with Olama to generate base research for any software project. Okay, so for this what we'll do from mdpython.docutils import project, and then we will say project.base research. We will pass the description. We will pass the output file name where we want the PDF to be generated. We will pass the Olama model that needs to be used. In this case, I have used 5, which is the Microsoft model, and we will pass max retrize. So the MD Python library will internally pass predefined prompts to Olama, and it will try to get response. So the maximum number of times per question it will try to get response that you have to provide here. In this case, it will retry 3 times, and even after 3 times, if you are not getting any response, it will skip that question. So this is the maximum number of retries. In this example, what we want to do the base research is we have this project software requirement. It is, here in this case it is a single line, but whatever information is available in description you can provide. So here in my case it is migrate SQL Server on premise to Snowflake on AWS. So this is the project description. Now I want to do a base research of this. When I run this output.pdf file will be generated on the desktop, as you can see here. Let me open the file and go through it. Okay, so this is the PDF file that is generated. Okay, it has responses to 21 prompts which are predefined, which have been passed, and here are the responses. So to make it easier, directly rather than directly giving the prompts over here, we are basically giving the questions which are easily understandable. Okay, so but internally when we say this is the question, this is not the actual prompt that goes, there is a different prompt that goes. It is optimized to get the correct and conclusive answers to queries. Okay, so the first here it will give the description. Description is basically whatever is provided, whatever we provide over here. Migrate SQL Server on premise to Snowflake on AWS. As it is, it will give here. Now we have these different sections. So first section is requirements gathering. So what questions to ask to clarify scope? So what questions we should be asking to get more clarity on this scope when we are working on this? So you see we have got a point was answer, like what is the current version of the SQL Server and Snowflake databases that will be migrated. Okay, how many instances of each database are there and what is their current state, running, stopped or terminated. Okay, similarly we'll see another. Will any third party software needed to be installed on either platform? Who will be responsible for migrating the data from SQL Server to Snowflake? So these are basically the different questions that we can ask to the client or the stakeholders to get more clarity on the scope. Then second is what will be the success criteria. Okay, so it has given few points which will define the success criteria. So I'll just read out one. The application data is successfully transferred from SQL Server to Snowflake without any loss or corruption. The system is able to access and retrieve the migrated data in a timely manner with minimal latency or downtime. Okay, similarly the Olama model, and it is an offline model which we are running. Fine. And okay, currently I'm running a low model with less number of parameters because I'm running on my local laptop. But yes, if you have it on the server, you can get more precise and more better answers, or you can use a different model. Okay, so then so these are the answers to different questions, like what are the assumptions, what assumptions we need to take into consideration for this project. Hmm? Then what are the best practices? So it will recommend some best practices. I'll go through two. So analyze and understand your data structure. This will help you choose the right storage options for your data in Snowflake. Create a Snowflake instance. Create a Snowflake instance in AWS to serve as a temporary database server for the migration process. So similarly, it has listed down various other best practices to be followed. Whatever response came from the model has been stored here. Okay. Then the next section is automation. So here we are asking what tools are available for automation. Okay, so here it has given a few tool names which may not be very much relevant, but yes, so maybe we may need to fine tune this question, this prompt basically, to get a better answer for this, because for this particular use case it does not give some satisfactory result. Okay, Then we are asking for the challenges section. So here we are asking what are the potential challenges. So if you want to work on this project where we are migrating on-premise SQL Server to Snowflake, what are the potential challenges? Okay, so it has listed down the challenges. Okay, so if you see here, I'll just read a part of it. It is first, it's essential to ensure that your application is cloud ready and can handle the increased demands of the cloud environment. This includes ensuring that your application is optimized for scalability and reliability, and that it meets the performance requirement of both on-premise and cloud environment. So these are one of the challenges. Okay, then testing. When it comes to testing, so we have different questions related to testing, like what regression testing tools are available. Okay, then it has suggested some tools like Selenium, Appium, Taurus test suite. So these are the different suites that it has available if you want to do it in an basically to perform your testing, and it has given some details around it. Then automation testing tools, what are the automation testing tools that are available? What should be done in user acceptance? So this answer, if you see, this is not a bit satisfactory answer. We need to fine tune the prompt for this one. Okay, so maybe in the next release, we will add additional questions, remove irrelevant ones, and fine tune the prompts. But for this release, I think this is not much satisfactory for this question. Now, what should be done in performance testing? So here it has given a list of items that needs to be done. Test the time it takes to retrieve and store data in both platforms. Test the speed of executing queries and operations between SQL Server and Snowflake. So similarly, it has given these different things that need to be done as part of performance testing. What should be done in integration testing? Here again, we need to do some fine tune because it has given actual some code, piece of code, which may not be relevant for our research purpose, but that's okay. Okay. Then execution and staffing. So here we are asking what people and skill sets are required. Okay. So it has given what technical skills will be required and what are the different technical components. So basically, if you want to get an inventory, if you want to gather how many components of each different types are there, then these are the questions that we need to ask. Okay, so how many tables and columns are there in the database? Are there any data sources that will need to be migrated, such as Excel spreadsheets or external databases? Do you have any custom SQL queries or scripts that need to be included in the migration process? So this will include all the different components and which will help you in making the estimation. Okay, for this. And then how should I perform estimation? So it has given some pointers around how the estimation is to be done. Now, what components are to be considered for cost estimation? Okay, so these are the different components that it has suggested. Now, with DevOps, okay, so what approach we are asking? What should be the approach for DevOps? So it has given these instructions. Okay, so for we need to set up a CI/CD pipeline using a tool like Jenkins or Travis CI that can automate the build, testing, and deployment process. This will ensure that every time you make changes to your code base, it is tested and deployed automatically. So similarly, other sessions it has given. Now this is specific to the use case. Okay, so if you see, this is for migration of data. So if you see, define automation test for each unit of the project. So it has given migration specific things like database migration, data integration, application logic. Okay, so it has given specific to our context. Then AI. So we are asking how can AI be used? Okay, how can we use AI as part of this project? So it has given some recommendations like how can we use for data preparing and cleansing, how can we use for database design, data integration, monitoring. Okay. Now the next section is around monitoring. So we are asking what monitoring tools can be used. Okay. So it has given one option as Nagios. It provides real-time monitoring and alerts for server performance metrics such as CPU usage, memory usage, disk space, network traffic. And another it has given is Prometheus. It has given two options. We can either use Nagios, we can use Prometheus. Okay, and Kubernetes allows you to monitor your containerized applications using Kubernetes. So it has given few solutions which can be used to do the monitoring and what metrics that we need to. So we have the monitoring solution over here, but what actually needs to be monitored. So for this, we are asking what metrics should be monitored. So these metrics, so it has given few metrics like the response time, downtime, error rates, data transfer speeds. Okay, so these are the few metrics which has given. Security. So which products can be used for security? So it has given based on categories. For encryption we can use BitLocker or PGP. Okay, or any other thing. What is feasible for third party. and access control, network. So these are all around the security monitoring, backup, disaster recovery, and what factors are to be considered for security. So these are the factors that it has provided to be considered for security. So now these are the different prompts which are predefined by us in our app. Basically in the MD Python package it is predefined, but if you want to override this, if these prompts, if you want to override it or if you want to use your own custom prompts, then there is this in your program you can use this project.prompt.cfg. So you can just do a print of this, it will show you what is the current config, and you can update this configuration to put your own prompts, so that whenever you run this program it will be fine tuned as per your requirements. So you can maybe save the prompts in a JSON file, and you can do here like JSON dot loads, and you can pass the configuration, prompt configuration, so that whatever responses you get, the PDF is generated as per your customized requirements.